Have you ever lost a job due to racism? Well, let me tell you what happened to me in 1992. So in 1992, I had completed my courses or my graduation requirements at Nag University. I obtained a bachelor's in social science. And that was in December of 92. February, February in 93, I got my first job as a runaway program social worker with family and children services. So I'm going to set the table and I'm going to tell you how this went down. So during my weekly supervision meeting with Janice Fry, I was told that I would not be making my probationary period and the agency is looking to go another direction. So the characters are myself, Janice Fry, she was the clinical social worker, the Caucasian father, and Michael Brundage. And he was like the coordinator of domestic violence, if I'm not mistaken. So I had a client that was 15 years old, a Caucasian white girl that ran away from home. And I placed her with a host family, and that was a volunteer family that kind of helped out to provide room and shelter for children that ran away from home. It was my responsibility to transport her back and forth between school and the host family. I did this for several days until her father found out that his daughter was riding in the car with a black man alone. He called me one afternoon inquiring who was I and what gives me the right to transport his daughter. I explained my position and how my goal is to make sure his daughter is safe and she is not out wandering in the streets. He then proceeded to make threatening comments about if he ever caught me on his property. I spoke to Janice about his threatening comments, his questioning of my credentials, and just overall anger towards me working with his daughter. Janice responded that I should never let that idiot talk to me like that, especially someone who has lost his control with his daughter. And if he calls again, I can forward the calls to her so she could handle his questioning. A few days later, my 6-month probationary period, I was told I would not be having my probationary period extended and I will be relieved of my duties and I can finish working out that particular pay cycle. I knew in my heart that I was let go because that parent put the pressure on and kept asking about data regarding African American males working with minors, Caucasian minors. Family and Children Services did not want that smoke, so it was easier to get rid of me. They had my job position posted up within 30 minutes of notifying me. The hardest thing I had to deal with was failure. I spoke with one of my mentors about what happened, but it did not ease the pain of me having to go home to let my mother um, know, who was so proud of me that I eventually had to let her know that I lost my job. When I told my mother, she did not believe me since I was known to be a jokester. This was the one time I wish I was joking, but I wasn't. Despite it all, Despite it all, I kept my commitment and continued to go to work on time, dressed professionally, and kept my appointments with my clients. Well, one afternoon when I was making copies, Michael called me in the office and told me he was really upset how they did me. and he told his supervisor how he felt. He said I was done wrong, especially with my position posted up on the bulletin. He said, David, you are a better man than me. David, you are a better man than me. Because he would have came to work late, wore sweatsuits, tore up all the files. He said, but the way I handled things spoke volumes to my character, and that will take me a long way in the future. The words Michael stated stuck with me, and suddenly losing this job made me realize that I would be okay. And this is Family and Children's Services loss, and I will be okay. My confidence was back intact, and I was ready to move forward, despite my previous pain. I learned that not everything will work out in my favor, and racism has been out before me and will be around after me. It's the way you respond to situations that matter. Just remember, no matter what, you can always be better than the next person. It's called character. So just remember next time when you are um, facing racism, a personality conflict, a disgruntled customer, remember what Michael B said to me, David, you are a better man than me, because that speaks to your character. Don't ever let anyone take you out of your character and change up who you are and what you believe in because of their insecurities. And just remember, you can always be a better person than the next person, no matter what the situation is. Stay true to who you are, and you'll survive it. Trust me, I did. Thank you.